There's a misperception in industry to a large extent that the primary source of patients recruiting into trials is through their primary care. Mm-hmm. And it's just not true. It accounts for about 10% of referrals to studies. The most common source by far, as you said, is online advertising. And so, the number and the sophistication of campaigns online has grown substantially over the past several years. And I think what we bring to the table as an alternative is the ability to use a lot of those same tools with significantly more sophisticated and in-depth data sets to be able to inform patient targeting and to be able to move those techniques into channels that are more appropriate for outreach and that utilize a trusted relationship and that are able to be more sensitive about the ways in which people want to engage in learning about studies and continuing to find out over time. And so, it's just one alternative to one source of patients, but as we think about the ways in which we need to build better funnels over time, it's about pulling some portion of that 50% into a better relationship with a patient so that we can start earlier and then to be able to approach people before there's a protocol involved. Mm-hmm. And to make this part of an ongoing conversation as opposed to a transactional outreach.
Good point. Yeah. Tony, your thoughts about new and improved techniques or ways that we're better reaching out to folks about trials?
Yeah, I guess the theme I might pick up on is really how you integrate that into the healthcare experience of our member, right? So if you start from a perspective of I'm trying to increase awareness around research from research, it probably leads you to a certain approach, right? In either who you're going to work with, how you identify the members, or how you bring it together, right? But if you start from I think an understanding that, hey, ultimately the patient's really trying to manage their healthcare condition, which means from the perspective of the journey that they're on, how you might interact with them in the management of either one or frankly multiple comorbidities, right? Where we're asking patients to really kind of take more control over that care. Then I think your question that becomes more interesting is how do I take that opportunity and frankly integrate it, right? Now, in our model, obviously, there's the way in which we work with them as a pharmacy, but frankly also as a health plan, right? So a lot of the work that we've done is really how the health plan, whether that's Medicare Advantage or the commercial business, can actually start to do that in a way that is appropriate for a member's specific healthcare condition. So I think our model, obviously, we're really excited about, but I think you've seen a number of other real innovations in trying to kind of bring the research opportunity and recognize it has to get integrated either into the physician, the health system kind of workflow, the retail clinic workflow in a way in which you can really start to get the level of scale that you're actually talking about. That doesn't mean that I think traditional forms of advertising are going to go away or traditional forms of kind of recruitment are going to go away. But I think that's what starts to give you much higher numbers and many more opportunities, I think, to increase the level of participation for members.